We stone. We stone. We streaming. We streaming. We stone. We stone. We streaming. We streaming. Came to this motherfucker like yeah. Yeah. All my niggas in the chat and we also high. It's fun. Stone. Stone. Stream. 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 Stone. Stone. Stream. Stone. 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 Stream. Stream. Stone. All my niggas in the chat and like high. It's fun. All my niggas gon' get that shit and roll it up. We stone, we stone, we stream it and stream it. We stone and stream it. Yeah, get into the money, yeah, get into the bag like yeah, yeah. Roll up, play the motherfucker, breathe like yeah, yeah. All my niggas in the chat, they hot as fuck. Yeah, get into the bag like yeah. All my niggas we stone and stream it. All my niggas we get into the cheese and all my niggas we ain't gon' stop going to stop breathing. We streaming. We stone. And streaming. We stone. And streaming. We stone. And streaming.
What it do be? It's your boy Rise the Same Plan back with another episode.
He's back.
Hey, what's going on, folks?
Chosen checking in. What up, Pip Django? Man, nigga, chilling. You know, we back in effect on another busy, hot weekend.
Yeah, man. I'm over here trying to make me a good cup of Joe for the show. Exciting to be back now. I know we've been gone for like a week or two now. It's good to come on back to the people, man.
No, I don't think it's been 2 weeks now.
Yeah, man, I just feel that way, man.
I think so. Matter of fact, we did a show last week, I believe. We didn't do a show on Father's Day.
Yeah, Father's Day was last week, wasn't it?
I don't know.
And we're still in streaming.
This is on the streaming. And I don't get to have any coffee today because I don't have any coffee to have. I didn't make it to the store before the show, so we'll just be stoned with no coffee, but streaming. Smoking on a mixture of barbecue ribs and this skunk rainbow skunk bag, which is Sunday Driver times rainbow chocolate chip times 79 skunk. 81 skunk. One of them years. One of them damn years.
That's a nice treat, man. Sounds like a nice treat.
Yeah, or last year we were now and then. Last week I said that. We was on a week before that though.
Yeah, man. I smoked a little bit of wedding cake this morning and a little bit of banana conda, which is a funny ass name for a strain.
Yeah.
But I think it's called that because it's a cross of snake cake and dual OG. So I think that's where that whole banana conda shit come up.
Now, if you end up, what up, D-Line? If you end up going to the dispensary and picking a mixture of a certain thing, not trying to pick that, but just based on whatever variables that you use to pick the weed, right? So you feel like, yo, I'm actually a fan of fucking haze, or I'm actually a fan of watermelon taste, because as it turns out, the last 4 times I went, I got something with watermelon in it. I didn't try to.
No, I
No.
think what happens is, man, like I'm very, like, bro, I got a very straightforward selective process. Hey, this particular dispensary is deli style. Not to give you an overload of information because I know how he is, nigga, but it's deli style. So it's like, hey, let me see the weed. Like, what do the buds look like? Is it frosty? Or are the buds like baby buds? Like, what is it that you actually have? Then I want to know, hey man, what's the THC on this? And then the next thing I want to know is what are the deals you got right now? You know what I'm saying? What are the deals? Like yesterday when I went, it was like buy a half, get a half. Well, hey, shit, that sounds sweet for $120. I'll do that.
And once you get through with your process, if you just realize the last 3 times you went to the dispensary, you picked up something just like banana. I would think that would mean that, hey, I'm a fan of banana, unless you pick that shit up and was like, man, I hate this shit.
No, I think more so to me, what that would indicate is, hey man, I feel like I've made the best selection out of what was available. So if like banana is a very popular flavor out here, just to kind of use that as a, you know, as a reference point. So it's like, hey, if that looks the best, it had the highest THC, and it had a deal on it. Okay, well that's probably what I'm gonna be smoking on. You know what I mean? So it's really all about availability. Just like any other place where you buy weed, whether you buy it in the black market or you buy that shit, you know.
Do you not care about the taste, like at all?
Yeah, but when something says banana, that doesn't mean to me that the shit tastes like banana. Like all that shit is different. All that shit is subjective. You know what I mean?
I would agree. I just was asking, do you care about the taste? I didn't
That
hear
shit
you.
could be called that shit could be called banana rama and taste like grapes to me. You know what I'm saying? It could taste like whatever. You know, it's just hey, whatever's the better of the weed in my opinion.
Right. Let's push up Django. Yeah. That's cool. I was just wondering if it was a correlation between the weed that a nigga end up picking. I realized nigga just shot by. There we go. Wait a minute. Yeah, I realized the nigga just pretty much shot by like number and look. Alright, so I already know. What it actually is kind of irrelevant. It's just the look, the number, and the deal. Not in that order, but those are the main criteria that you was using. So
Yeah, and it's like whatever's available. You know what I'm saying? Like shit, they might not have what you want, but shit, you might have to pick something based off of what they do have. You know?
well, when you say what you want, what do you mean? Because if you go in just picking based on how
Exactly.
you look, you just want the shit that look the best. It ain't no specific thing you want.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You like let's just say, oh man, I wanted Girl Scout cookies. Well, shit, Girl Scout cookies ain't around like that. So you kind of got to just pick whatever the dispensary has available. Same way as when you go to the weed man. Hey man, whatever that nigga has, you can pick. You can just buy it, not buy it. You know what I'm saying? Shit, it's just like anywhere else, man. Like
But if they
personally,
did have Girl Scout
I don't
cookies,
want to overcomplicate
nah,
it.
if they did have Girl Scout cookie, would that be like, oh, I'm gonna pick that? Fuck what the other shit look like, because that's what I came here for. That's what I wanted. If they actually had it, I'm saying. Or would you still like, man, I know I wanted Girl Scout cookie, but I'm still finna pick what looked the best, what got the highest number, and what's on sale? Or would you actually get Girl Scout? Look at price and cannabinoids, huh? I usually look at the crops because it's a couple different things I don't like, so I try to steer clear of. It's a couple things that I like that I try to have incorporated in whatever the strain may be. Meaning, if I like, we'll use jelly mints. If I like jelly mints, then they might not have ice cream. I mean, they might not have it. But if you use ice cream mints to make jelly mints, I try to go with something that is used to make it. If it's nothing else that I don't recognize because I shop by strain. I don't give a fuck about that number. It's been too many times I've gotten shit that was a lower number, and because I like the strain, it just ended up being better for me. So I tend to shop by strain. But you know what I mean, my serene. Yeah, I feel like that's when you're getting more into the medicinal side of it, to where you really know what the fuck it is you're trying to really get. You're targeting some shit. Those two things more so than the actual shit. It's just
Yeah,
interesting.
man, I can't. Yeah, I can't shop by the strain because, like, shit, I just use the same example I just previously used. Hey, man, I had some white truffle. That's the first time I got it. That shit was fucking horrible. The second time I got it, it was decent. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I can't say, oh man, let me buy the white truffle. No, I need to look at it, see it, smell it, and
Did it taste
I
the
need
same?
whatever. No, it did not. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's two different. It was two different, completely different things, man. It's like this
That's
shit was
crazy.
ass. These niggas grew the shit completely horrible.
Because
It
usually if
was
somebody
trash.
grows some shit terrible, it still tastes like what it's supposed to be. It just tastes like a terrible ass version of it, right? So
Yeah, I don't think so.
I use Blue Dream as an example.
You ever smoke some weed that tasted
It
like
ain't.
hay? You
It
think
ain't.
that's what the weed was supposed to taste like was
I can
hay?
still. I can still. I can still taste the shit up under there. And if it tastes like hey, I already know. Hey, this shit is something wrong with it because it tastes like hey. What up, D Mike?
Exactly. So that's my
I
whole
know
point.
I
So
ain't
this
finna
shit
get an
just tastes
accurate.
like
I know I'm not finna get an accurate representation of it if I smoke it and it tastes like hay because they dried it too quick. We all know what hay smell comes from. So I already know that ain't gonna be accurate if I got the hay coming off of it. So I can't even judge that. I don't look at the numbers. They trick us with this shit. I agree, Django. I do agree. Most of the dispo tree tastes the same with all numbers categories. I would agree. I would agree. Let's peel back this first topic that we got.
yeah, man. Let's get to it.
Oh, we got time. You find a good one every now and again. Yeah, that's kind of why I do shop the way that I shop because it's like if I find some shit like I like Dulce Lotto. They done had good Dulce Lotto, bad Dulce Lotto, but it's still the same fucking taste that I like. So even no matter the percentage, no matter anything, if they got that shit, that's gonna probably be my number one choice, right? Or maybe in my top two or three, say they got that and they got like Gushmish, right? So they got that. It'd be a rough choice, but that's how I go about it. Dissect that shit though. But yeah, we
What
do
up,
find
D Mike?
again. Where are we at?
What up, D Line? What up, Tiff? What up,
This
Mr. J?
California moves to delay cannabis tax hike to support legal market. A little interesting because I wonder what the effects will have with the black market. California is taking steps to ease pressure on the struggling legal cannabis industry. A bill to delay a planned tax increase passed unanimously in the state assembly, highlighting lawmakers' concerns about the survival of licensed businesses and the growing threat of unregulated sales. I don't think unregulated sales is a threat at all, but whatever. What's changing with the cannabis taxes? The state had planned to raise the cannabis excise tax from 15% to 19% starting July 1st to 4%. However, many worried that this would harm licensed retailers and drive more consumers towards the illegal market. In response, Assembly member Matt Haney introduced AB 564, a bill that would postpone the tax hike for 5 years. The Assembly approved the bill with a 74-0 vote. It now moves to the Senate, where supporters hope it will be included in a larger budget measure. If approved, the delay could take effect as soon as that broader package is adopted. That's a story for a whole nother day. I hate how they just roll some shit. They're gonna roll that shit into some other bullshit that ain't got nothing to do with nothing just to try to get shit in. That's some other government shit.
It's the American way, man. It's the American
Why
way.
the delay matters. The legal cannabis market in California is shrinking, with many operators struggling to stay afloat. Labor leader Joe Duffel of UFCW Local 1167 warned that raising taxes could drive even more licensed dispensaries out of businesses, handing more control to illegal sellers. By freezing the tax rate, AB 564 provides legal operators with the necessary room to survive, enabling them to compete against untaxed and unregulated products that continue to circulate widely. The bill also includes a revenue oversight system. The California Department of Tax and Free Administration, in collaboration with the Department of Finance, will establish future tax rates based on historical sales data and revenue targets. This system is meant to maintain stable state revenue while avoiding sudden increases that could harm small cannabis businesses. So starting in 2026, CTFA will issue annual reports measuring the financial impact of the delayed tax hike. This allows lawmakers to track whether lower taxes actually help stabilize the market and keep revenues consistent. See, these reports will help the state decide if it should extend, modify, or end the delay in future years. The land and tax hike shows California is listening to its legal cannabis operators and trying to keep the market viable. It also signals a willingness to adjust regulations based on real-world outcomes, not just revenue goals. As the bill moves to the Senate, the debate continues. Still, this decision could be a turning point in how states balance taxation, public safety, and market sustainability in the cannabis industry. With all that shit that I just said, the Senate could kill this shit, and we ain't talking about it.
Well, here's my thing. There was a part in there where they said, "Hey, man, we listen to, our people, and we adjust." Well, how many of those people say, "Hey, man, fuck this tax hike"? How many people say, "Hey, man, get rid of the tax hike. Don't just delay it. Get rid of it"? I think that would be a great question.
Yeah, it's like saying, man, just don't charge us no money at all. That would always be better. So of course they would want that shit for sure. Right, of course. That is some bullshit because it's just a delay. It's not like they're gonna not do it. We're just gonna delay it. And just like they voted to delay it, they can vote to speed that shit up. So bottom line is, hey man, y'all trying to squeeze the life out of people that shop at the dispensary because there's too many dispensaries, and y'all want too much money from the dispensary, which makes them charge more money. So, well, how about y'all lower tax permanent?
Yeah, that would be nice if they did that.
All right, I will load up the next one for you.
Yeah, That nigga loaded himself completely the fuck up out the stream, didn't he? That nigga didn't upload. That nigga offloaded. Where'd you go? Hopefully he'll be back here shortly. Oh, there he is.
All right, there we go. Bam. That's for you, my friend.
All right. So Texas governor signs a bill to significantly expand state medical marijuana program. Man, the reason why I thought this was interesting, man, because there's been a lot of stuff going on in Texas regarding the removal of, I think, like the THCA and shit like that.
Okay.
You know, so it looks like Texas is like, hey, man, we don't want that fake shit around. Give us the real marijuana. Is kind of what it sounds like to me. Because I heard that I think there were over like 9,600 people or 9,600 different shops that was dealing with the THCA, and they were having a very hard time regulating it. So I think that they just shut that whole shit down. Now I wonder if this bill has anything to do with it, or even if it don't have nothing to do with it, does it have something, to address this issue? So we'll go ahead and get into it right now.
Well, I would say that
we'll get into it right now. This nigga can't do it. What was you gonna say, homie?
We'll get into it right now. Go ahead.
The governor of Texas has approved a bill to significantly expand the state medical marijuana program. As advocates and stakeholders await the fate of separate measure banning consumable hemp products, Governor Greg Abbott on Saturday signed into law the medical cannabis legislation from Republican Ken King. The new law will expand the state's list of medical cannabis qualifying conditions to include chronic pain, traumatic brain injury, Crohn's disease, and other inflammatory bowel diseases, while also allowing end-of-life patients to palliative or hospital care to use marijuana. Scroll down. The measure additionally allows patients to access a wider range of cannabis product types, including patches, lotions, suppositories, approved inhalers, nebulizers, and vaping devices. And it mandates that the Department of Public Safety increase the number of medical cannabis business licenses from the current 3 to 15. It further allows dispensaries to open satellite locations. So it sounds like, hey, you got the license, you can have more than one location. So that's pretty cool. Scroll down. Before moving to the governor's desk, House lawmakers have rejected Senate changes to the bill, which largely scaled back the scope of the proposed expansion to the medical marijuana program. The version passed by the House last month would have extended the currently limited list of medical cannabis qualifications to include chronic pain, glaucoma, TBI, spinal neuropathy, Crohn's disease, and other inflammatory bowel diseases, and degenerative disc disease. It would also have allowed military veterans to become registered cannabis patients for any medical condition and authorize the Texas Department of State Health Services to further expand the list of qualifying conditions. So it looks like those particular things did not pass. Or did they pass? But those provisions were removed in the Senate State Affairs Committee before the bill reached the floor of that chamber. Republican Tom Oliverson suggested that there was an agreement around adding chronic pain with Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, the presiding officer of the Senate, while Patrick disputed the characterization of their conversation.
Oh, my bad.
It's all good.
Back to Lieutenant Dan.
Yeah. Conversation. While Patrick disputed the characterization of their conversation, the lieutenant governor and lawmaker ultimately reached a deal to insert to excuse me to reinsert the condition into the bill with an amendment that passed on the Senate floor, among others. Whereas the Senate version had said that chronic pain patients could only access medical cannabis if they had first tried opioids for 90 days. Jesus Christ. The final version, crafted by the conference committee, does not contain such a stipulation. And under the agreement, the TBI is added back in as a new qualifying condition as well. Lawmakers then passed a resolution adding Crohn's disease, and other inflammatory bowel diseases back into the bill as well, which Senator Charles Perry said on the floor were inadvertently left out by the drafter late last night. So I think we could probably stop right there. Man, what do you think's going on? I mean, like, this shit is very telling, man. Love to get your opinion on this. See what you got to say.
If my knee was right, I'll fight. It look like they're just trying to expand the shit and just get more conditions in that qualify people. Now, that's interesting to me because I don't even know why that shit is so stringent in the first place. Listen, if people are allowed to take Tylenol and ibuprofen and whatever for pain and pain management and just say, hey man, I got pain, so give me that. I mean, I'm sure at one point in time that shit was behind the counter too, but it's not now. So, I mean, weed ain't never really did shit. It's ridiculous that you gotta take a hard ass drug for 90 days and then we'll give you that. It should literally be the opposite. Hey man, smoke for 90 days and if this shit don't help you, then we'll give you the opioid. So I thought that part was crazy, you know. Other than that,
Crazy.
All right, let me run this along. Let's keep it moving. I'll take this one. Boom. Missouri marijuana officials are reviewing rules on purchase limits for medical marijuana patients. That's hella funny because I pay no attention to that. I guess I don't smoke enough to pay attention. Right?
Yeah, I'll be right back home.
Cannabis advocacy organizations are sounding the alarm about guidance from state regulators limiting how much medical marijuana patients can purchase from licensed dispensaries. By law, dispensaries are required to track how much medical marijuana patients buy so they don't exceed their limit. Now, see, that's medical marijuana. I wonder, does it have anything to do with recreation? We'll probably find out in a few. According to frequently FAQ, that was added earlier this year to the website of the Missouri Department of Health and Senior Services, the state's cannabis regulatory agency. If patients reach their limit, they are not legally allowed to buy marijuana like as a recreational customer. Okay, I guess my question is, if I'm a medical patient and I'm using my medical card, why can't I just turn right back around and just buy it recreationally if I want to, because I'm over the legal age to buy it recreationally? Like, if that was the case, it's not like they can't get weed at all anymore, so it's kind of weird to me. Patient ID card holders are not allowed to purchase as a consumer in a licensed dispensary. These regulations help ensure patients and consumers stay within their allowed possession limits. So that's crazy. In general, medical patients are limited to a 6-ounce allotment of dry, unprocessed marijuana every 30 days. Recreational consumers are allowed to purchase up to 3 ounces every day, but can't possess more than 3 ounces. Hey, that's hella funny because that just lets you know because the taxes is higher, we gonna let these motherfuckers buy more weed, right? Because 3 ounces every day, well, shit, in 2 days you can reach what these motherfuckers have in 30. The state is prohibited by law from tracking the purchases of people who don't have patient ID cards without their permission. Andrew Mullins, executive director of Missouri Marijuana Trade Association, sent a letter to leaders of the Division of Cannabis Regulation in April, claiming the policy is unconstitutional. We believe that DCR's interpretation that a Missourian must either be an adult use consumer or a medical patient is neither good public policy nor constitutionally sound interpretation. I agree. That's what that's what I was just talking about. I was just saying that shit. Mullins said the policy is also inconsistent with what the division told industry members in February 2023, just days after recreational marijuana sales began in Missouri. Damn, it only been 2 years, huh? Crazy. The division sent an email. Damn, you know what? 2 years. Prices was man, hey, we was eating good 2 years ago. Anyway, the division sent an email responding to an industry member's question on the issue that said patients who are 21 years of age or older will also be able to purchase cannabis products as a consumer. Lisa Cox, spokeswoman for the division, said the February email was inaccurate and sent in error. It was a few months before the final administrative rules on recreational cannabis became effective in August 2023. The department has received and reviewed the correspondence from Mocan Trade regarding the communication that was sent in error. The department has engaged directly with Mocan Trade to address their concerns and has informed them that the policies are currently under review. Brandon England, a Missouri State Director for Minorities for Medical Marijuana, believes there needs to be a coordinated effort to repeal the policy. I agree. You'd rather be medical than rec when it comes to this 20% tax fee. I don't know that it's 20 more percent here, but taxes on rec are diabolical though. Yeah, they don't want you to pay.
They don't want you to do what? but he does.
I cannot stay. Nigga, I can't stay in the show.
Sorry, man. We just have to have you, man. So yeah, man. But you were talking about the topic. What was your synopsis on that topic?
That the shit they doing now never should have been wrote like that. It's crazy. It's crazy that if you're a medical patient, right, and you run out of your allotment, that you can't then, I don't know how they would track it, right, because they just, it's weird because they just said they can't track recreational patients. But at the same time, if you are a medical patient, you can't, once
they're tracking that shit.
Right, they tracking it, and once your allotment runs out, they won't allow you, as the letter is written now, they won't allow you to just be a regular recreational patient. First of all, that's crazy as fuck.
You can do that here. You can do that here.
That's crazy.
Because the last time I went, my bad. Go ahead, bro.
No, go ahead. The last time you went, what?
Yeah, Friday when I went, they was like, yeah, you're running over your allotment. And I had never really checked what my allotment is, but I think my allotment is like 70 grams every 2 weeks or something like that. So maybe 140 grams a month. Now you gotta think the reason why they're trying to do that is because, hey, as a medical patient, we don't want you getting this great ass deal and then now you reselling the medical weed, right? You reselling it, you pay the lower tax rate, and you made a little money. However, here when I went, he was like, "Yeah, man, it looks like you only got 3 grams left." And not only do they count what you buy, they count what you get in deals too. So like if I got a half for free, that counted against me. If not only did I get a half for free, but I got another eighth on top of the half, that counts against me too. So that's kind of what the issue was there. So I don't know about there, but here you can definitely, if you run out of your medical, now you just gotta buy on the rec side. And on the rec side, you hit with the astronomical tax of like 26% or some shit like that.
Yeah, according to the article, they don't quote unquote allow you to do that right now. But my thing is, if you don't track recreational and you track medical, what the fuck is stop? Why would I even care? I would just go buy recreational. They wording it like you can't go buy no more weed, and that's why the little thing that she was talking about was like, yo, we need to let these people just buy weed like regular people once they run past their allotment. The second thing is, it's crazy that you can have 3 ounces in a day compared to 6 ounces in a fucking month. Right? That's the crazy part. That's the crazy fucking part right there. If you medical nigga, yeah, you get 6 ounces for the month. If you rec, shit, nigga, 3 a day. You can get caught with 3 ounces a day, nigga. A little bit under QP. You can just ride around the city, nigga, with that shit. And hey, niggas do. 2.83 grams is considered a day supply here. Man, my computer, every time I click on a chat, it do some weird shit. Let's try to make it through this last topic without it doing nothing weird. Marijuana market incentives may be reducing biodiversity in the plant, causing a bottlenecking of cannabis genetics. New study says. Some shit that motherfuckers, home growers and growers on Instagram been saying.
Hey man, but I actually disagree with that, bro.
A new research on cannabis genetics suggests that incentives in the legal marijuana market, such as the desire for plants to mature faster and produce more cannabinoids for extraction, may be leading to a decline in biodiversity of the plant worldwide. Ooh. A graduate thesis published this month combines observations about genetic trends in cannabis with interviews and dozens of plant breeders to explain the factors behind what author Caleb Chin at Cal State Polytechnic University, Cal Poly, Humboldt describes as the bottlenecking of cannabis genetics. The review notes that while humans have been selectively breeding the cannabis plant for thousands of years, breeders in what it refers to as the post-prohibition era have optimized for a handful of traits such as high proportion of flowers as opposed to stalks or leaves, maximum cannabinoid content, a desirable suite of aromatic terpenes, and a reproducible chemical profile. That hasn't always aligned with connoisseur preferences, but it's made economic and regulatory sense. Citing interviews with growers in a 2021 paper, Chan writes that their preference for high THC content in cultivars was due to state testing regulations and a misinformed consumer base rather than grower partialities. So-called genetic bottlenecking isn't unique to cannabis. The the paper acknowledges, but it is a common occurrence among agricultural crops. Nevertheless, research indicates that wild cannabis varieties are effectively a thing of the past. Recent genetic studies of cannabis collections continue to suggest that wild specimens of cannabis have gone extinct, and existing wild cannabis plants are feral escapes of domesticates. The paper says nothing that wild pollination and other factors have eliminated wild specimens from the gene pool. Wild pollination also threatens to wipe out landrace populations with contamination from pollen via modern hybrids, therefore further bottlenecking the cannabis genetic diversity on a global scale. This has been reported from Morocco, but also in Jamaica, Mexico, Thailand, even parts of India. Even without the human aspect of added prohibition, more so than other crops, genetic bottlenecking is a real present problem for cannabis, it adds. I think we get the gist of that, right?
Damn, okay. Well, hey, look, man, I started off saying I disagree with the amount of, you know, data that they have, man. I would have to, you know, concede. But I will say the reason why I disagreed is because to me, what happens is every 5 or so years, it's like 3 strains to really do work. It'll be other strains that are crosses of them strains. It'll be like the B tier, and them motherfuckers will put in work. But then after that, I feel like a lot of them shits go away and the shit just resets. You know what I mean? Like I really feel that way.
Now,
And it's like you can't find just like a real good OG anymore. Same way you can't find a real good kick of cookies anymore. At some point, you're not going to be able to find a real good gelato because people will be like, what's the point of growing gelato? You know what I mean? Like, hey, we now have this new thing. And I feel like that shit lasts for about 5 years and then the shit resets.
I feel like y'all saying the same thing. I feel, and to me, because your resetting and starting over is pretty much breeding certain shit out to an extent. Because like shit don't just magically disappear. Shit is bred a certain way. So I do agree with the article in that sense. Look, in the legal market, man, like the article was saying, just you yourself based on the way you pick your weed, right? You yourself just admitted the 3 things that you do when you go in there: look, THC percentage, and sell. So what that means is if I got an ugly ass landrace in there that tastes hella good, because I'd imagine it's a lot of people like you that don't test that high. Well, that shit is not gonna get looked at as this other shit with all these goddamn crystals over here that is 31%. This shit is only 21. It's only 19. It's only 20. It's 20% THC. It's a land race and it's exotic, right? In the sense of it's not around here like that. But that shit is not gonna get another fucking look, because I say this all the time, and this is my opinion, and I'm gonna let you run with it. Niggas breed and make what sells. That land race shit ain't selling, so they not breeding with it, they making it. But yeah, that's what I got to say about that. But yeah, guys, we made it to the last topic. I know for me, it has been a hectic day. Got a lot to do. Did a lot already. Man, hopefully shit will start to level back out, next week. But with the job, I doubt it's going to kick up. But in a couple weeks, I should be back a little more relaxed. Yeah, supply and demand. That's what I always say. I make this point all the time. I'm gonna let him come back so we can close out the show. I ain't gonna close out the show without him unless he don't come back. But I make this shit up. I say this shit all the time. Everybody always be screaming about they want old school shit. Old school shit look old school. So when you stack it up and it got old school numbers, when you stack it up to this new shit with a higher number, with a better structure, with more crystals, it'll never fucking sell. And I think a big component of that is the fact, right, that it's more legal now, so it can be more talked about now. It's not just California. It's not just Colorado. So like now the shit is all different because that's what everybody want now, right? Yeah, bro, I shot by what it is though. You feel me? Because if I can, just like this shit that I got now, skunk 79 skunk times rainbow chocolate chips times Sunday driver. I knew I was gonna like the Sunday driver portion of it. Okay, you back. I was gonna say I wasn't gonna close that motherfucker out without you, man. Shit.
Yeah, I don't even know where that shit got cut off at, but yeah, man. Major point, just like, hey, every 5 years, just expect a new top tier strain, and then the other strains that are hot during that time period are typically going to be crosses of that strain.
Ain't that like handcuffing it though? Because it's still branching out the same. That's kind of what they saying. How motherfuckers breed. They breed.
But that's what I'm saying. But I feel like after 5 years, it's like that shit kind of like just kind of reset itself though. So like I don't think the top runner in 2028, 2029 is even gonna be a cross of gelato. That shit might not even have no gelato in it, or that shit might be like a 16th gelato by the time the new hot shit in 2028 comes out.
Okay.
But hell yeah, man, that's just my opinion. Just my opinion. Feel like it was a great show today, man.
It was. Wish I had more time, or else. Oh shit, where you go? There we go. Wish I had more time. I might have gave a little more pushback, but I don't. But everybody is, in fact, entitled to their own opinion. That is one thing for sure. So there can never be a wrong opinion. It can only just be opposing opinions. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah, man. Because if we had more time, I'd definitely ask you like what strains right now are predominant OG grosses. I don't think there would be many.
No, I wasn't saying they was. I was saying that I agree with the article.
Mm-hmm.
That shit was just bred out. Motherfucker, stop using it because hey, this other shit over here tests higher and looks better and gives me more. So I'm saying I agree with the article. Is what I'm saying.
Gotcha.
That's why there's not any OG like that or sour diesel like that, or even if it is, that shit still ain't finna look better than the other shit. So I agree with them, but you know, it is what it is.
Gotcha.
Guys, we gotta meet up next week at the same time in the same bat channel. Right? We still don't have umbrellas yet, so we got the same fade out music as we fade the fuck in. Right.
Let's go. Appreciate everybody coming through today, man. It's always a treat to play. It's me.
Man, you already know. Enjoy your day, man. Live your life to the fullest, but be careful, goddammit. See you niggas next weekend. No, not next weekend. Yeah, next weekend, next Sunday, goddammit.
we stone, we stone, we streaming, we streaming, we stone, we stone, we streaming, we streaming. Came to this motherfucker like yeah, yeah. All my niggas in the chat and we also high. If stone, stone, stream, 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 stone, stone, stream, stone, 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 stream, stream, stone. All my niggas in the chat and we like high. If all my niggas don't get that shit and roll. We stone, we stone, we stream it and stream it. We stone and stream it. Yeah, getting to the money, yeah, getting to the bag like yeah, yeah. Roll up, plenty motherfuckers, breathe like yeah, yeah. All my niggas in the chat, they hot as fuck. Yeah, getting to the bag like oh, yeah. All my niggas we stone to streaming. All my niggas we getting to the cheese and all my niggas we breathing. Ain't gon' stop going to stop breathing. We stone and streaming.